In this video, we'll show you how to install your new ColdBlock digestion unit. It's a very simple process and it should take no longer than 10 minutes. Before getting started, be sure that your lab meets these technical specifications required for installation. A fume hood with a draw of at least 400 cubic feet per minute, a 208 to 240 volt 30 amp outlet to plug in the controller, a 120 volt or 240 volt 20 amp outlet to plug in the chiller. Ensure that you have a suitable chiller coolant solution. Carefully remove the boxes with the various system components. Once emptied, the crate and biodegradable packing peanuts can be recycled or disposed. A standard ColdBlock shipment contains several boxes containing a heater and lamps, a cooling block, test tubes, stands, and transfer trays, 2 boxes containing accessories, a chiller. If the chiller's been purchased from ColdBlock, note that you may use your own chiller, a controller. Lamp installation. Begin by removing the screws and housing, the core cover and the top lamp protector from the heater. Wearing gloves to prevent oils from your hands from transferring to the lamp glass, install the lamp by placing it into the lamp holder and connecting the wires to the terminal block. Once the lamp is in place, take each wire and put the ferrule in each hole of the terminal block and tighten the screw. Make sure the ferrule is inserted all the way. Now put the lamp cover back in, place the core cover in place, and secure the housing with the screws removed at the beginning of this step. Install the unit in the lab. Position the heater under the fume hood. Place the controller and chiller on the floor nearby. Once the heater's been positioned under the fume hood, place the cooling block on top of the digester. Position it so that the hoses leading to the chiller are on the same side as the cord leading to the controller. Connect the unit. Perform these steps before the ColdBlock unit, the chiller, and the controller are connected to a power source. The cooling block has red and blue tubing attached with a quick connect fitting. To connect the cooling block to the chiller, first connect the coolant hoses that are provided to the chiller. Connect the hose that's connected to the out outlet port of the chiller to the blue hose of the cooling block, and then the hose that's connected to the inlet port of the chiller to the red hose of the cooling block. Ensure that the chiller's filled with the coolant solution. Please note that it takes quite a lot of fluid to fill the hoses, so the chiller may need to be topped up once it's operating. Once the chiller's connected to the cooling block and the hoses are filled with the coolant solution, it's time to connect the system to a power source. Connect the plug from the heater to output 1 on the controller. You're now ready to plug the chiller and controller into the outlet. With the ColdBlock unit connected and the controller plugged in, the system is ready for the first run. Connect and operate the interface. Ensure that the tablet is on. Enter the tablet's Wi-Fi settings. Find the controller, CBDC, and connect using the password ColdBlock. The final step, test run. The final verification step is to run the test that's been installed. This test will run the system for 10 seconds at 50% power and then 10 seconds at 100% power. During the test, verify that the lamps turn on and that there are 2 different intensities. Once this test has been completed, you're ready to begin digestions using your ColdBlock digestion system. Some key things to remember: when not in use, ensure that the chiller's turned off. The chiller takes time to reach the desired temperature. Always remember to use the transfer trays during operation. Wear gloves while installing the lamps. Always disconnect the controller from the wall outlet before performing maintenance or cleaning and maintenance. Now that your ColdBlock digestion system is operational, only a few simple steps are required each week to keep it clean and well maintained. This 5-minute weekly maintenance routine is simple and can be completed by anyone in the lab. Once the unit is cooled off, wipe down the lamp with lint-free delicate task wipes. In the event of a spill, wait until the lamp and digester have cooled. Carefully take off the core cover, the lamp cover, remove the lamp and lift out the spill tray, and discard the contents as to your lab's standard procedure. For small drips and regular maintenance, simply wipe down the surface with a damp cloth, always ensuring the digester and lap are cooled first.